Overthinking is not the sign of a bad mind. It is the sign of a powerful one that has turned against itself. You replay conversations that already ended. You imagine futures that haven't arrived. You fear outcomes that may never exist. And slowly, without realizing it, your mind becomes a prison built from thoughts instead of walls. The Stoics understood this struggle long before psychology gave it a name. Marcus Aurelius wrote about it while ruling an empire. Epictetus taught it to former slaves. Seneca warned about it while surrounded by wealth and power. They all pointed to one ancient rule, a rule so simple yet so profound that when truly understood, it dissolves overthinking at its root. Before we dive in, please like and subscribe to our channel. Now let me ask you, why are you overthinking? You see, most people treat overthinking as a personal flaw, something to fight, suppress, or feel ashamed of. But to the Stoics, it's just an illusion. Overthinking is not a weakness of character, it is a misdirected strength. You overthink because your mind is highly alert. It is constantly scanning for danger, mistakes, and future pain. Psychologically, this is the brain's survival system at work. It is trying to protect you by preparing for every possible outcome. The problem begins when the mind starts preparing for things it cannot influence. Epictetus taught that the mind suffers when it confuses concern with control. You can be concerned about many things, but you cannot command them all. Once you recognize that your overthinking is rooted in the desire to control the uncontrollable, something powerful happens. You stop blaming yourself and start reclaiming authority over your attention. And from that position, real freedom begins. 2. Replace mental noise with present action. Let me tell you the truth. Overthinking thrives in inactions. When the mind has no clear task, it turns inward and begins to circle the same thoughts again and again. This is not because you are lazy or undisciplined, but because the mind was designed to solve problems through movement, not through endless reflection. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius did not sit in silence waiting for clarity to arrive. He ruled, judged, wrote, traveled, and fought wars, all while facing fear, loss, and uncertainty. His peace came not from perfect thinking, but from right action taken in imperfect conditions. Overthinking is the mind asking questions it cannot answer yet. What if I fail? What if I choose wrong? What if this doesn't work? These questions have no resolution in the abstract. The brain keeps replaying them because it is searching for certainty before movement. But Stoicism teaches a radical truth. Clarity follows action. It does not precede it. Psychologically, action sends a powerful signal to the brain, and action lives only in the present. Step 3. Accept reality without resignation. This is where most people misunderstand Stoicism, and because of that, they remain trapped in overthinking. Acceptance is not giving up. Acceptance is seeing clearly. The Stoics never taught surrender to weakness. They taught surrender to reality, because reality does not negotiate. Overthinking exists because the mind is arguing with what already is. Acceptance does not mean approving of pain or injustice, liking what happened, becoming passive or indifferent, losing ambition or desire. Acceptance does mean acknowledging facts without emotional resistance, ending the inner battle against what cannot be changed, conserving energy for what can be done next. When you see obstacles as raw material for growth, overthinking collapses. The mind no longer asks, "Why me?" It asks, "How does this shape me?" This shift transforms fear into purpose. And once fear is silent, the mind becomes free. Step 4. Shift from worry to responsibility. Most people believe their overthinking comes from caring too much. In reality, it comes from confusing worry with responsibility. These thoughts feel productive because they are loud and emotional. But notice something important. Worry never asks what you can do. It only imagines what might happen. The Stoics saw worry as a misuse of mental energy. Seneca described it as suffering before it is necessary. You experience pain twice, once in imagination, and again if it actually happens. Psychologically, worry gives the illusion of control. Your brain feels busy, so it feels safe, but nothing changes. You remain stuck. When you adopt responsibility, the mind no longer needs to spin endlessly. It has a task, a direction, a duty, and a mind with purpose does not overthink, it acts.